it was a labor of love to put this whole piece together, all his arrangements, and he has an exquisite eye for finding a new take on something, you know, I mean, without it being forced.
These were all songs from the 60s,
These are all,
70s.
yeah, these are songs that influenced me on the way
Beatles,
to the morning after.
Really? Oh,
It's
okay.
James
Dylan.
Taylor, Dylan, Joni Mitchell, Carole King,
Simon.
Laura Nyro, Paul Simon, Randy Newman,
great.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Webb. And these are all songs that, you know, we both love. I mean, he's younger than I am, but we both, you know,
And their arrangements
intersected
of
in those.
You rearrange
Sort of new treatments of them.
Trying to
treatments.
find, as I do with the standard, you know, I always look for what's timeless and what's timely about this song. You take the times they are a-changin'. He completely, with respect to the original piece, reinvented the song, basically.
Although that we really collaborated on, which was
Yeah,
nice too, because
yeah.
Maureen kept saying it should be more like,
Have a Celtic rhythm, a
yeah,
different kind
and
of
I got
pulse to
Celtic
it.
rhythm, and I
Celtic
said, what's a Celtic rhythm? What is that? So she's singing me something which still, and then I sort of took that in my own world, and it came out something, and then we worked on it together. And,
What a cool relationship.
and
you guys
I was
have.
over
It's just-
at her house
But
for like weeks
we
working
did,
on
it
stuff.
took, we
that,
started
you know,
in the
every day.
summer of '07, and we did a program at the Metropolitan Room in New York in February of '08, and then recorded it at the end of that engagement. And it just, again, it took, we spent time. I mean, my process is research. So I have a concept for what I want to do, and my one wall is all music books in my office. The other wall is all CDs. I'm the what's left over of Tower Records is at my house right now. And people say to me, "Don't you know about iTunes?" You know, I said, I haven't gone there yet. Sorry, dinosaur here. But I like to hold things in my hand.
Sure,
you know,
sure.
I miss albums and.
I have 5,000 albums,
Yes,
but that's
he's a-
annou story.
yes,
I
he's a
still, and I have
collector,
3
yeah.
turntables,
I
but
was
that's a
gonna
whole
say,
other thing.
the turntable thing, we
Three
could
of
talk
them.
about hours, you know, about turntables.
Let's do. No, we'll do that another time.
Another time. So anyway, so I got all this stuff from, you know, things that I had from when I was still a kid that I kept through the years, or got CD version of those things. And I got compilation CDs, you know, where one has Wooly Bully and it has It's My Party and all this kind of fun, silly stuff. And then I was driving in my car, and Richard Harris's version of MacArthur Park came on.
Oh, what a great tune.
And I loved The Yard Went On Forever and A Tramp Shining were two of my favorite albums as a kid. And Jimmy Webb I adore. I mean, he's a national treasure.
Yep.
And as we both share a love for Jimmy
yeah.
Webb. And I was in my car, and, you know, I mean, we've heard Donna Summers, we've heard, you know, there's a million versions of it. And I have an album of Jimmy's called 10 Easy Pieces, where he does his own intimate versions of his songs. So I'm listening, and I thought, I was just so struck by how wonderfully odd, and the orchestration of it, and how daring it was
Yeah,
for the
daring,
time,
yeah.
you know, and how just
that.
exquisite. And then it came to the middle section. I call it the adagio section of MacArthur Park. There will be another song for me, for I will sing it. And the tears just started, I just started sobbing in the car, and I thought, because I have always loved that little section of it, and I said, we got to do that. We absolutely have to do it. And so we decided to make it into like a little 3-act or 1-act play, three sections. So we use, by the time I get to Phoenix, and then into this little adagio of MacArthur Park, and then end with The Moon's a Harsh Mistress. The Moon's a Harsh Mistress, if you've never heard this song, it is right up there with All the Things You Are and Skylark and any of the great classic. I mean, it's an American art song. It's just a beautiful piece by Jimmy Webb. And so it tells a whole arc of his story.
Oh.
And, but we did, And When I Die, Laura Nyro's piece, very, very different from
We
her
did Fire and Rain, but a real treatment on Fire and Rain.
Yeah.
Really different thing.
And it's-
Jeez, I
and it's
can't wait.
interesting
Are
when
you
you-
going to
when-
release this?
It's
or-
just, it just came out
Oh,
a
I
couple months ago.
can't
yeah.
wait to hear it.
And I'm very proud of it. We both are. We just really, and we did it very minimal. I'm not it's orchestrated but just in a chamber kind of way.
There's a string
Love
quartet
that.
on a
String
couple things.
quartet. Oh, I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it's
And
beautiful.
But it's interesting when I do the show. You know, I mean, you hear the audience just go, oh, Oh, because it takes you back
Right,
so
right.
much to those
I-
really impressionable years.
I really had no idea how people responded to that material. I mean, we did it in Palm Springs first for even a much older audience.
yeah,
So
yeah.
they went nuts.
No
it was
kidding.
like
And I
that-
preface it by saying, you may not know these songs, you may not remember them particularly, but I think they'll ring a bell. These are the songs that we kids drove you crazy as parents and grandparents out there. And they came up to me afterwards and said, I had no idea these were such great songs.
Oh, well, I'd love to hear.
Because they're great lyrics and they're great melodies. And they're, as the New York Times calls them, the second half of the Great American Songbook, We threw some Beatles in. I consider them honorary Americans, Because I couldn't have gotten through high school and without the Beatles. But our process is, you kind of research, explore, you find what's new about something, what's timely about it, and then
And
just
put
live
yourself
it. And
right
then
in
live
on.
it, yeah.
Oh, how interesting.
And we found our way through doing it over and over again in different shows.
Yeah.
Things grew.
We were doing things that I never would ever do in the past, which was Maureen would say, we would just come up with something and I'd just sketch out just a little something, and it was in the, and I was playing it in a different key from the sheet music, and I would just write a couple chords in the sheet music and have it in mind. And she said, let's do it tonight. And I go, because we'd be on the road, I go, tonight? So let's just do it. Let's just add it. I go, so we would just do it. We would just do things on the fly.
Oh, I
And
love that.
And I had
Now
that's but we kind of let the
creative.
audience in on the process, because
Yeah,
I'd
we
have a
really did.
music stand and I'd say, we were just working on this. Do you want to hear it? And they go, oh yeah,
Oh, how
And
cool
so
is that?
it was really fun.
I just love that. What a great.
That was hard, though, to let go of going out there with something that is as perfect as you can make it, and suddenly going out there with something you're just winging it. Thinking, we have an idea here, but we're going to just try it on you. And that was scary, but
it was fun.
It was very helpful, actually.
Yeah.
Boy, that scary thing, it really helps, doesn't it,
does.
sometimes?
And Joni Mitchell, I just worship everything she's written. She's just amazing. Circle Game is one of the songs we did, and you just weep. It's just so beautiful. It touches everybody.
Particularly those
Can't
songs sung by someone now 20, 30 years later,
Right.
but with a different
Looking
point of view.
back. Looking back, yeah.
And that's sort of the
Yeah.
point of view of the whole
Yeah.
CD. It's not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to hear it. I'm going to go listen to it right away.
Great.
And I do have another question for you, if it's all right. We're just kind of wondering what your thoughts are of this place, the Broadmoor.
Capital G, gorgeous. To a person, everybody, the entire staff, couldn't have been nicer. I ended up having a little minor trip while I was here. I had a stomach virus that put me in the hospital for a couple of days, and people were exceedingly gracious during that time, and the hospital here was wonderful. But to come back and we just had a great time the whole time. I hope we can do it many, many times.
Oh, I do
again.
too.
Yeah,
I really do.
But it's beautiful. The food's great.
Yeah.
Excellent. And
Love
again,
that part.
oh yeah, and those chocolate coconut things down in the little coffee area. Go right to that. Oh my. No, but everybody's been wonderful to us, and it's just. I was overlooking two ponds with the duckies and the geese. I saw a deer walking just on the sidewalk today, just kind of trotting right along, and luckily for Christmas Eve it snowed, which is nice.
That works.
We have a little
Yeah.
mantle of snow out there, so.
well,
But
good.
it's a beautiful place. It's kind of like the best of classic American West and European great style.
It's a grand hotel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really a grand
And you
hotel.
feel the history here.
Which you don't see anymore. It's truly a grand hotel. And I walked into I'm in the main part of the building, which I loved. I think Maureen's often one of the newer, but I'm in the main one, and I walked in, and you're on the road so much, and everything is so much the same. Yeah. And I opened up the door, and in my room, I went, whoa, because it's so beautifully done. It's a whole nother
And
look.
do you have the view
beautiful.
of the lake too, and the mountains?
I don't have a beautiful a view of the lake. I'm in I overlook
the
the
front
front,
of the
but I'm in
city.
a corner room, so I have windows on
nice,
each side, and
yeah.
but it's so beautiful inside.
Well, that's great. I'm really glad you had a good time staying at the Broadmoor. And again, we had the
Great
time
hospitality
of our lives.
here.
And thank you so much for just everything. It was just beautiful. And it's all from the heart, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It really is.
It's music therapy in motion. That's what we do. We give out love. It's great.
Well, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
And we'll see you real soon, I hope. That's
See you
it
next
for
time.
now.